Hey everybody, so welcome to another episode of Adventures in Console Repair. This one I have been putting off for quite a while because, frankly, this is kind of one of my rarer systems and it scares me to even think about doing this. But I broke out the Turbographx the other day and was having a blast until I realized that the CD-ROM still doesn't work. As you may or may not know, there are some gears inside there that are notorious for either breaking or gumming up. So I'm hoping mine's just gummed up and I can get it loose and working again. So what we're going to do today is go ahead and take the CD unit and open her up and see what's going on inside. Like I said, this whole video idea is, to learn as I go. Now, this one I did do some research beforehand because I didn't want to open up a 20-plus-year-old system and go in blind when it's very rare to get parts for or whatnot. So I think we're just going to go for it. So let's see what happens. Adjust my light a little bit here. There we go. All right, so first the Turbo CD just sits in this like docking station on a Turbographx. So we just turn this and unlock it, and then this slides out. Put the old system down here. And here we go, the Turbographx CD. And it's basically a standalone CD player that just mounts into that dock and then works with the Turbographx. So you see there's... and there are only 4 Phillips screwdrivers. So here we go. And I have to say, the person who's kind of inspired me to try and do this is Luke Moore-Swan on YouTube. He's out in Japan. Really cool guy, has a lot of neat videos. I would suggest you check him out if you get the chance. Let's see that one come out. Come back to it. So he's kind of my inspiration to think that some of this is possible because I have taken computers apart and I've built computers and whatnot, but I can't say I've ever actually fixed a circuit board or really done much soldering or anything like that. So I'm kind of limited in what I think I can get away with as far as a console repair. Where'd that screw go? Oh, there it is. Alrighty. So, let's see what we got. Alright, so you can see there's the main circuit board. It's got one wire here that's soldered to this shield, and that is for a ground. And then inside there are supposed to be a couple ribbon cables, and that is it holding this thing to the actual drive itself. So there's here holding the circuit board down. And this one is kind of copper color compared to the darker color of the others, so that'll be easy to keep track of. Alright, now the nervousness. So we're going to lift up here. And there should be 2 ribbon cables in here. Okay, and there is one. So ribbon cables typically have these pulls on the side that you pull down on, and then it should release the cable, theoretically. That one's pretty tight there. Okay, so I have to pull it loose? No. You have to be obscenely gentle with ribbon cables because They are very easy to tear. There we go. You can see it clicked down there and went into these notches, which means this should come free now. Okay. And over here is the other ribbon cable. There we go. That one came loose much easier. Okay, we're going to work this one out. And this one's twisted. There we go. Alright. As you can see, we have plenty of other wires and fun stuff there. Now we're going to bring it around this side. I can lay this flat here. Alright, now what we're interested in today, hopefully this is coming in. It looks kind of blurry, but are this gear right here. Because evidently these three gears will bunch up, and the center one is notoriously brittle, so it could break, or has broken. So this little piece here on the front is a little piece of rubber or plastic or something. And it goes around the axle, I guess, that the gear is on. Yeah, see, I can't move that with my fingers. Pretty well gummed up. Can't tell if the gear's actually messed up or... Even with these tweezers, I can't really get a good hold of it. But it looks like my gear may actually be broken there. I mean, it's completely gummed up anyway. And I don't know if that's really showing in the video or not. So I may have to look for a replacement piece here. Yeah, that gear's coming apart in my finger. I'm probably going to have to look for a complete replacement, I bet. There we go. Okay, that little washer came off and it's inside the drive here. See if I get behind the gear. If I push, it will come off. Okay. So there we go. There is the gear. Sorry, this is not... There we go. You can see on that side there it's missing some gears on that side. The inner gear appears to be okay. And deep down inside there, you can see it, is the washer. Oh, come on. Alright, well, that washer has somehow sunk under part of the engine, so I guess I'm going to have to try and get that out, not with the camera, because the way it's going here, I can't see well enough. So, I am going to pause it here, see if I can get this thing loose, and then I will be back. Alright, so I got the washer free. It was basically fell inside the CD case. I had to open the lid and it fell out the other side. So here is this main gear, and on a Turbographx, it gets two things happen. One, either the grease they put on it hardens up and it freezes up and doesn't allow the gear to turn, or this gear itself, and you can tell it's yellowed and the other two down here are white, it becomes brittle with age. And honestly, I can take my fingernail and I can break the teeth off this thing. It's very soft. So I would imagine if I put this back together and greased everything up good, this thing would probably just shred as if it actually even spun. So it looks like I'm going to have to find a part to rebuild this thing. So I guess we'll be looking at another video in the near future. I was kind of hoping this was intact and I could just grease it and get it going today, but it looks like that's not going to happen. But this had to be done either way because I had to know whether it was working or if I needed a gear. So the hunt begins now for Turbographx 16 CD gear, which luckily I know if there's some people that make them like aftermarket or 3D print them or whatever. So hopefully that won't take too long to find. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to kind of work to put this back into shape here. So with the ribbon cables, you pretty much take them and you push them up inside, and then when you got them inside, you push this back up to hold the cable. Do this on this side. Now, the little rubber gear I'm going to just keep out and try and put it in a very safe place so that I can get to it here. I gotta figure out why this is not sitting down in there. Oops, see, I did not have that one in very well. It popped right back out. And this one's hard to do too because it twists as it goes up inside there. There we go. All right. Looks about right. Okay. So we got our one screw, goes back into the motherboard. Right here. And the back of the case goes on. Line everything up. I'm just going to lightly screw this back together. And then the hunt's going to begin for a piece. See what I can do for a gear. I have to say, kind of getting out of it, once I kind of got going on it, it wasn't as scary as I was thinking. So, these things are rare. I have a friend who has one. I had another friend who had a Turbo Duo, and other than that, I can't say I've ever seen a Turbographx CD in person. So I was a little nervous about going in on it, but all in all, I don't think it was too bad. So thank you for watching. Hopefully the quest for the part won't take too long, and I'll do a second part of this video.